does give a lot of mobility, and it also bypasses a lot of the positional play by Polt. But will we see that come into play again for Violet? He hasn't utilized it so far, although he insists on building it. So ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to bring you Empire Violet. He is in the red trunks, and he is playing Zerg to the southeast of Entombed Valley versus his opponent, TSL Polt. What a piece in this best-of-3 series. He is in the blue trunks playing Terran to the northwest.
This is going to be a dramatic game for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if I was Violet's coach now, and taking the shoes away from Wolf, I'm sorry, they don't fit you. But Entombed Valley is such a difficult map to play to Violet's strengths. And remember, these would have been predetermined maps. These are vetoed before. They already know 3 maps. So the gameplay from Violet going into Metropolis, he knew if he didn't win, he had to play here. But this is a more difficult map to pull off aggression on. Of course, it's a lot easier to fortify yourself. Tanks are fantastic here in defending the natural and third base without having any area to actually cover at all, really.
An interestingly early drone scout right there by Violet.
Yeah, early drone scout. I mean, this map, especially on this version, is forced cross position. You do sometimes see refined 2 barracks play, especially on this map, because underneath the natural location, you actually have a location which our amazing observer see shown is now is right there, where you can actually build the bunker there and then have the Marine inside or SCV inside there or whatever, and then slowly crawl to the natural. And that's the reason for the nice and early safety precaution drone scout.
Indeed. So there you go. A life lesson from Coach Apollo once again. Executed 5 times in a row successfully, and you will receive a lollipop.
And a sticker.
And a stick. My God, you're pushing the boat out today, Apollo. Are you sure the Dignitas budget can afford it?
Yeah, probably not, actually. I'm only joking, Odie, if you're listening. You're probably
You're fired.
You're probably not listening because Bling's out the tournament, so I can say what I want. Anyway, Command Center has gone down for Polt here. 1 barracks expansion once again. And I would be extremely surprised if he didn't take double gas. Because he wants to get to factory, he wants the tech, he wants the reactor hands, he wants the tanks. More importantly, his tanks are going to be crucial on this map if he does try to go 3rd command center, which is extremely viable due to the ease of actually defending the front here. Violet, though, saving up a lot of money, no gas, so looks like he will be going for that double queen action, potentially quadruple queens once again.
Yes, certainly. And it's done well so far against the Banshee openings from Polt, which is why I'm hoping to see an opening from Polt which isn't Banshee. I just would love to see something a little bit different, putting down a defensive bunker down to the bottom there. He's mining gas right now, no doubt go for the factory directly after that, but does he go for the Cloak Banshee, which has so far proved to be ineffective?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to do it, especially on this map. If you look at map 1 and 2, Taldra and Malta, and then, of course, Metropolis, Banshees are a lot more viable because there's a further away, harder to take third base for Zerg players. But on this one, like for Polt, it's easy to grab a 3rd. For Violet, it's easy to break down the rocks nice and early, easy to get queens around as well. So he may, again, just instead of using that gas on Cloak Banshee, he could use it on double engineering bay or early tanks. Those are probably the 2 options that Polt right now inside that intelligent brain of his, of course, Seoul National University he goes to.
Indeed.
We'll be thinking about.
Yeah, he doesn't mess around when it comes to the smarts, man. And he also knows that quitting early is not a very good idea. But hello, we see the starport again. So very likely to be an identical build. But is it going to be 3rd time lucky for Polt's Banshees? Yeah,
I mean, he is going to do it again, despite Apollo saying what he wants.
He listens not to Coach Apollo.
He listens not to Coach Apollo. That's why I didn't invite him to Team Dignitas. That's the sole reason why Polt isn't on my team, because he doesn't listen to me. Anyway, the starport coming down, he's going to try it, but like Rob said, you know, it just hasn't done anything here. I mean, it's slowed down some mining time, but the investment of Cloak is not worth it. I wonder if he just goes for a single Banshee without Cloak.
Maybe.
And then use the gas elsewhere. So let's see if he gets Cloak now as he puts the starport on. And yes, he does take the investment. Is it going to pay off?
Yeah, well, will Polt be able to stop this creep spread? That's a good start from there, nailing down 2 creep tumors. The creep spread it doesn't look like a long distance, but it's a little bit awkward because you've got to go around that corner there. These rocks, you don't have a way of getting rid of them early on, so getting your anti-air there to deal with Banshees trying to deny your third base is a bit more awkward, although I feel that was certainly more true prior to this patch. Hellions now moving in. They get the confirmed scout there, and he will most likely try to continue to deny as many creep tumors as he can, which at the moment is not a huge number.
And there is an Overlord going inside the main base, and it sees the starport, sees the tech lab, and Violet says, all right, 3 times in a row. Guess what? I am prepared this time around. And is he going to cloak or kind of cancel the cloak? It doesn't look like he is. He would have done it before now. And well, the Spore Crawler's already on the way, and Queen's in position there, just creep spreading like crazy. And may this be ineffective again?
It's looking like it probably will be, and Polt trying to soften up those Queens just a little bit, but it's just this time around he's got so much warning. But can he protect the Queens in the first place, though? The Banshees and the Hellions both have got good shots. One Queen is already down. Yes. Now, that's a crucial difference between the previous game.
Yeah, surprised he hasn't actually built additional Queens here. He's very confident in just defending that hatchery with just a Spore Crawler here, and he's just waiting for these additional Lings to come out before he gets the surround on those Hellions. Polt has to be so careful in not just throwing those Hellions away.
Yeah, because we saw what that Spore Crawler did last time around Tal'Darim, actually. Here comes the surround right here from Violet. Nice play again, but ooh, Polt gives him the slip right there.
And Polt, I mean, he could have done better again with those Hellions. He has to be so careful with them, but of course he is getting the double engineering bay down, double upgrades, 3rd command center as well on the way, and Hellions are being chased away. 3rd base is easily up for Violet here once again, working on his own double upgrades. Banshee finds a sweet spot where it cannot be seen. Spore Crawler has to move and
Hellions on the way up again. Only 2 of them, and they're going to be taken out quite quickly, I have to think. But, oh, ouch! He wanted to try and take the Queen out. Takes in the second one here. There's an injured Spore Crawler on the way, but he's taking fire from there as well. But now hops his way over to the natural. There is a Spore Crawler there, but he has a position where he can snipe off a couple of drones.
And there's a Spore in the main as well, so every angle's covered here by Queens and Spore Crawlers, and Polt's going to get shut down here. Oh, 1 hit away, so 2 close. HP. Is he going to get it? No, is the answer there.
He's leaving with it, yeah. So, assessment compared to the previous 2 games, was that more effective, less effective, just the same?
Just the same. It's always less effective. I mean, it's not less effective, it's the same non-effective
not really doing a lot.
Usement again. But we do see a Spire coming down with 6 gases. This is a great little switch up here by Violet. Going to catch his opponent off guard. He is actually building turrets. Did Polt see the Spire? And the answer is yes. He saw the Spire narrowly with that Banshee. And now he can prepare himself. And oh man, these tech switches, they're fantastic if they are unscouted, but when they're seen, it's so difficult to pull off effective harassment with them because +1 is done. +1 armor is done, and there's a turret, and already a lot of Marines are out here. So I really question how effective this Spire play is going to be.
Yeah, it really, really is. We've got still ground upgrades coming in, 3 of them in fact. Armor, attack, and centrifugal hook, so it's almost like he isn't even all that confident in of himself. He doesn't have a huge amount of gas. He starts off with 7 mutas. Does he go any higher than that, or does he just have a little bit of poking action just to try and hold Polt in his base and stop that march of death that we always see coming out from the TSL player?
Yeah, he won't go higher than 7. I really doubt he will. He needs to get the infestation pit down, get pathogen glands, and start to look to get to Hive here, as Polt's already established 3 bases, has a 4th command center inside his main, and a 5th one building already on his 3rd base here. He hasn't quite got the tank count up, but he's not looking to go anywhere anytime soon, as he's now researching 2-2 set up beautifully here. And the Mutalisks have been picked up by this Banshee in the middle, actually. The most unlikely scout out of everything.
And he gets away somehow. Lord knows how that managed to happen.
But look how ineffective these Mutalisks are really going to be here. The infestation pit's down. He's looking at advance away from this. But this is a map where the bases are tight to the side.
Yeah.
There's no room to maneuver around here.
No, there isn't.
And that's a big investment from Violet. And that's actually more cost ineffective than the Banshees and
By
Cloak in
far.
all 3 games in just one here.
Yeah, 700 gas thrown away on the Mutalisks alone, which have succeeded in doing absolutely nothing at this stage, which is why it was a very curious decision. Violet now increasing the number of Banelings that he has at his disposal and maybe falling into the classic trap against Polt, which is to use too many Banelings inefficiently.
And now Polt's going to one siege. He's going to actually push with 2-2 after he gets rid of this Mutalisk while setting up a 4th base. And if that 4th base goes down uncontested, that's actually the best thing in the world for Polt, who could actually cruise to an easy win because the Hive is delayed. The gas has been wasted here, and that's so beautiful for Polt and TSL.
Yep, nice splitting once again. Not quite good enough to save those Marines, of course, at that short range, but he saves the Planetary Fortress on the 4th there, which is perhaps the most important thing. And could we see a nice, easy cruise win? Violet's saying, nope, I have no intention of allowing that to happen. I'm going to build a lot of Zerglings. My upgrades are pretty nice. They are ahead of yours, slightly. I've got a lot of Banelings here. I've started +3, and there's the Ultra Cavern for the follow-up with the Adrenal Glands upgrade. When does Polt decide to push?
Well, he's got his 4th base up now. It's finally established as a turret to ward away all of the any lings or anything. And now he's pushing with his upgrades completing. He has a great economy to flow this up, but Violet knows this is coming. He has built an army to deal with it, but will it be dealt with?
Yep, and here comes a flank, a really nice flank there actually by Violet as he gets 4 tanks in a nice group. Good engagement here. The Mutalisks come into play as well. Excellent splitting here from Polt once again as the Banelings try and engage. They don't manage to do so efficiently. It may be enough for Violet just to smash it anyway. Huge losses being taken on both sides here. Polt comes out the winner just, but that really was mutually assured destruction and a lot of resources thrown away on both sides.
Polt was very happy to actually trade that army there. He had a grin on his face while doing it. Because the reason is because he has 30 Marines being built per cycle here. There's no infestors because he built Mutalisks and Banelings here. And all he has to do is split, and we know he can.
That he can. The tanks get overrun though once again. Polt caught out of position as Violet gets an exceptional surround there. It's a lot of gas thrown away, a lot of positional units thrown away. Still building more tanks at a time though. He's got his trademark 3 factories that he just trademarked today. We've only just seen that start to happen from him in this tournament. Now, the creep is going to start to recede. Polt will start to look for that position and begin the death march across the map. And Violet's answer has got to be Ultras. In this area, he does have a big, wide open field to engage in, which will be helpful to him. But the closer this gets to his base, the more restrictive it's going to be.
And he's getting rid of the creep spread, which will help Violet take a fight here. And it's about to be a reverse game of Dota. This is the way that Zerg should be being played. Polt is playing it to Violet, consistently waypointing and just going over there with wave after wave. And it will get more difficult per wave because their upgrades will kick in to 3-3 soon. But look at that, 5 Ultras on the way. Fully upgraded Ultras once more. How well can Holt hold on? Or is Violet going to cruise through? Violet's looking pretty good with these 5 Ultras. He has a lot of infestors now.
He does. Hell of a lot of energy on those infestors as well. He is well prepared for this time around. Polt has got to be extraordinarily careful to the point where he's actually marching backwards. And Violet crashes into the Marine count. The Marines take some damage. Banelings detonating through there as well, dealing significant losses to Polt. And this is looking messy as Violet goes in for the counter-attack. Polt does not have the units necessary to hold this back.
Yeah, +2 Marines against fully upgraded Ultralists don't work.
No, they don't.
But now he's set up in a defensive posture. He has Planetary Fortresses as a 4th base and a 5th base soon to be. And is now just setting up his late game. There's the Planetary Fortress coming down. +3 armor on the way, as well as +2 attack. So Polt won't continue to wave across now, as of course he'll lose units. So he's going to pick up and drop and hurt from behind, which is one move he should have done earlier on Talda and Malta. Is doing it here. But still, with Polt on 4 bases, with a 5th about to be up, I don't think he's actually worried at all, even though it's 145 supply versus 200 and a big army of Violet. Polt should still feel confident here for sure.
Well, his macro is great, as you've pointed out accurately, building either 13 Marines per cycle, now adding Marauders into the composition for the sole purpose of nailing down Ultralisks nice and easy. 3 tanks coming out of a time, 2 medevacs, concussive shell coming in as well to slow Banelings down for target fire. +2 Terran vehicle weapon, and this is the time when Violet considers switching over to Broodlord in order to deal with this, but he wants to do something with this army first. He's maxed out. There's no point in just milling around the place.
16 Marines are going to pull back the force of Violet, and he can easily pick up and get out if he wants here, as the forces do come down, but this is doing drone damage and buying Polt time to get back up to that important 200 supply
and he's
mark.
equalized again incredibly fast. Amazing, impressive macro from Polt here, and Violet unable to harass any of these bases thanks to the wonder of the Planetary Fortress.
And the tech switch about to happen here. 8 Corruptors on the way, Great Aspire on the way. Polt has no idea there are no Vikings out yet. He only has a single starport to actually switch over here as well. So that's something that he kind of needs to kind of understand is happening. Because if he goes into the same pattern of reading his opponent, he'll be like, yeah, my opponent likes to throw away Ultras and Lings all game long.
Yeah.
But this is a very, very big point in this game. Broodlords will be morphed soon. Needs to free up some supply. Throwing Lings now at the Planetary Fortress at the front line to get rid of supply. And Broodlords will be morphed through the losses.
Yep, doing some damage with it, killing a few infantry units here and there. The single Mutalisk, because kind of, it's got an unfortunate task, let me put it that way. It's going to be a little bit tied up at the end of that. Here comes the Broodlord morph as the drop comes in. Could potentially be hitting the 4th base, could go for the 3rd here. He's got options one way or the other. Thor's being added here for Polt, who is now maxed out. Is that composition going to be good enough to deal with Broodlords? It's going to be difficult. And
16 Marines again here from Polt, and Violet out of position here. There's no Spore Crawls this time. Polt could actually go for the entire hatchery, and Violet is not caring. He's going straight for it now.
Well, this is the problem. Lots of Marauders, and they don't really do a lot when that happens to you. Polt's army gets blitzed right here. Broodlord and Ultralisk in the mix. No Vikings to stop those Broodlords from having a party with the army of Polt, and Polt takes heavy losses as this charge continues all the way in. Infested Terrans lobbed over the wall of the supply depot, which will instantaneously fall to the might of those Broodlords.
Even though Polt has a good economy, he needs more time to build the army, to build to kill the Broodlords here. He's only building 2 Vikings at a time. With this strong economy, you should always have a secondary starport no matter what here. You should be upgrading Vikings anyway. And the drop from Polt did kill a base, but Polt's about to lose his natural front line.
Indeed he is, and it's going to be extremely hard for him to repulse this. Another great bungle there by Violet once again as the pressure continues onto the 3rd base of Violet. That drop continuing to do damage. The Thor trying its best, and Ultralisk finds its way into the mineral line and wreaks havoc. Banelings finally clear up that drop, and that may be all she wrote here for Polt, who will try and hold on, but still has no real answer for those Broodlords. The Thor gets in there with a +3 weapon, not complete. It will do some damage, not too much. The Vikings are going to be critical here, but there are still Corruptors to fend those off.
4 more Broodlords morphing right in the face of Polt here. And Vikings are trying to get in there. He's trying to pick off 1 Cocoon. Is he going to get it? Yes, he does. More Marines are still behind. There's a lot of Marines behind, and they are fully upgraded here. Is Polt going to be able to master this trick here, Wolf? Is he a magician? Is he not? I don't know.
What's coming out of the magic hat of Polt this time around? Can he hold out against firepower of that magnitude? Are his cruisers up to par? We will find out as Polt ends up getting supply blocked. Banelings directly into the Thor. He doesn't care. He wants to go for it right now. Polt must die, says Violet, taking the head from the zombie Terran right now, putting the bullet in the brain to ensure it does not rise again. Polt is below, 80 supply falling rapidly, his defenses collapsing under the weight of fire that Violet is able to bring to bear. That transition completely catching Polt unawares. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is the moment where Polt goes down to the loser's bracket and Violet cements his win. There is the GG and the look of relief on his face, as you can see. An exceptional switch there from Violet, and maybe a case of Polt playing the same game a little bit too much and being caught off guard by a curveball there from his Zerg opponent.
And Violet very happy there, as we can see on camera. What are your thoughts, Wolf and Rob?
Well, Violet figured it out by building Broodlords.
He built the Broodlords. He actually played better than he did in any of the other games as well with his engagements. They weren't as cost inefficient as some of those other engagements. The way he fought with his Ultralisk was good oftentimes. And the Broodlord choice was like
Spot on.
It made sense.
He didn't build that extra round.
I was making a joke. We were watching the game. I was like, Polt's a robot, and his code is like not written for Broodlords. He didn't write the if Broodlords then line. Like he didn't know what to do. He was like, oh, he's like, Thors? No,
I can't get that. Oh, wait, time to build Vikings.
But I mean, he looked great. I mean, both players looked great, but Violet this time, the way he switched things, the way he controlled the map was good enough to get him the win here.
Very well done by Violet.
And I think we're going to go to an interview with Violet and Clutch over in the main area, so take it away.
Thanks, guys. Clutch here with Violet. Violet, early in the day, you asked me how to beat Terran jokingly. I think you have the answer. How did you beat Polt?
I don't know, actually. I tried my first build in against Polt, and then actually I guess that build is really good. I mean, Terrans always try to upgrade fast, so I thought if I more fast upgrade than Terran, so I just tried. Actually, it's strong, I guess, and then I beat. So I am unbelievable still. Yeah, I'm still nervous. Yeah.
Well, I think you're pretty happy after that win, but how do you feel? I mean, Polt has been producing some amazing matches, some amazing victories, but you yourself have been doing very well. So this is the end of day 2. How do you feel so far?
I'm very happy because Porter already beat DRG and Symbol. They is very specialist against Terran, but I beat him, so that's why I'm so happy. Yeah.
My last question for you is your next match tomorrow at 2 p.m. is against Stefano. How do you feel about that matchup?
Stefano is the #1 European jerk, so but it's a GBZ, so always happening, so I'm confident. So I'm excited tomorrow too.
All right, we're all excited to watch that match. Back to you guys at the desk.
I think that's the best case scenario for Violet, really is, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, Stefano's weakest matchup is Zerg versus Zerg,
So
and
that's
Violet
his own
actually
admission.
has an amazing ratio in that matchup.
That's true. Both of those guys still have the wonderful cushion of being in the winner's bracket, as you can see. They are not going out of the tournament regardless of who ends up winning that. Unfortunately, for the moment, it does not mean that we will be seeing that Stefano versus Polt rematch, although it could end up happening if Violet knocks Stefano down to the loser's bracket, or even if Polt is able to fight his way through the Lion's Den. It looks something like that, folks, at the loser's bracket there to end up against whoever wins that.
Yeah, and
Polt.
as you can see, bracket's not quite updated. Polt will play MC once again. Polt consistently plays against MC, has a good record against MC as well. And we also see at the top of the bracket there, Hart will play against Symbol for a crazy Terran versus Zerg there as well.
Yeah, bear in mind the potential. There we go. The potential of the round 7 rematch between Polt and Symbol, which would trigger the extended series rule there as well, leading in to the loser bracket final on Championship Sunday.
That's a great bracket there leading into tomorrow. But we're done here today. I hope you guys have enjoyed the day. It's been a lot of fun. We've seen some thrilling games here today. But let's have a look at the schedule that's upcoming for tomorrow. Look at that, 12 o'clock. We'll have the losers round 6, loser semifinals leading into the winners finals, the loser finals, then the epic championship match to determine who will be the Spring Arena 2 champion.
Absolutely, folks. What an exceptional set of games we have seen today, and it's only going to get better tomorrow with the best of the best remaining, already champions destroyed, eliminated, left in the dust in this tournament. That about does it for us today, folks. Hopefully you've enjoyed our proceedings, and thank you once again for supporting MLG and Esports with your pay-per-view pass. We will be back tomorrow. Please come and join us for Championship Sunday. It's guaranteed to be epic. You don't want to miss it. My name has been Total Biscuit.
And I've been Diapollo.
Good night, and we'll see you next time.